I'm usually thinking, man, I'm worried about stuff. You know, but the reality is, and this may be an area where I need to change my focus just a little bit, is that when I'm asking for, you know, so-and-so to be healed, or such and such to be saved, or safe travel, those are things that I think we pray for a lot here at Hope Bible Church, or decisions that I have to make. I need to be making sure that what I'm praying for is seeking God's glory in all of this. That's what it says here in John 14:13, is that God would be glorified in the Son. Now, I don't want to say that to you so that you worry too much. You know, and the response to that statement I just made might lead you to think, oh, darn, I got wrapped. You know, I've been all this time praying, and I've been thinking all these selfish thoughts about my prayers. I just want things better. I just want so-and-so to be well. But be mindful that as God answers those prayers, He is glorified. And don't worry yourself too much. It's important to remember that God is glorifying Himself and providing for your needs, our needs. So, John Piper gives, I think, a really nice example here in the book. He talks about a paralyzed person. And he says, imagine if you were a paralyzed person. But I'd say, imagine a man who is paralyzed, and all he can do is talk. That's it. Completely immobile. He can't do anything for himself. But suppose now that that paralyzed man has a strong friend who's able. And not only able, but wants to help him out. And the question that John Piper asks is, how does this paralyzed man glorify his friend? Does he, you know, when somebody comes over to the house, does he say, oh, I'm going to try to get up, and I'm going to try to go help my friend out so I can make sure that he's glorified? You can't even do it. It's impossible. What really happens is that paralyzed man is going to ask for things. Could you please get that over there? Could you prop me up a little bit more so that we can have a better conversation? I'm a little thirsty. Could you get me something to drink? And in that way, the paralyzed man is showing off the love that his strong friend has for him. Is showing off how this person is providing for his needs and caring for him. It also shows the helplessness of the paralyzed man and demonstrates that I can't do anything for myself apart from what my buddy, my strong, able friend is doing for me. And that's the picture of us. The fact is that we represent the paralyzed man, and God represents the strong friend who is able to do for us the things that we cannot do. You know, and so let's just start with one small area. We are incapable of doing good. The Bible says so. Romans 7:18. For I know that nothing good dwells in me, that is, in my flesh. For I have the desire to do what is right, but not the ability to carry it out. When it comes to doing good, we are paralyzed. But God intends for us to do good. And He's our strong friend. And He promises to do for us what we can't do for ourselves. John 15, verses 5. For a little while, let me read kind of a longer passage and hold that idea of God our strong friend and us paralyzed. As I read this parable that Jesus taught, He says, I am the vine, and you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away like a branch and withers. And the branches are gathered, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you servants, for the servant does not know what his master is doing, but I have called you friends. For all that I have heard from my Father, I have made known to you. So, right off the bat,